Hi everybody, welcome in. How are you all doing today? It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot. And I thought I would jump on and do a live energy reading. We're kind of in the middle of the week. We do have the full moon in Aries today, so I know the energy is feeling a little bit aggressive. I think people are really wanting to go after their deepest desires. So I do feel a lot of blocks being removed in the energies. And I thought, why not jump on and kind of check into the twin flames, get a reading on the masculine, dig into the feminine, and see kind of what's coming through currently when it comes to the midweek energies, when it comes to this full moon in Aries. So we'll start with the divine masculine, and I'm going to pull a few tea leaf messages to see what kind of energies are in and around the divine masculine when it comes to this full moon in Aries. I do feel a lot of the masculines are experiencing karmic towers when it comes to the false foundations. Absolutely. Okay, for the masculine today, we got the club energy. So it is speaking of somebody trying to make the masculine do something against his will. I do feel the karmic energy really is trying to dig her claws in to keep the masculine from moving forward. And I feel the masculine right now deeply fears maybe taking some risks, because I do feel this energy of, you know, they know it's kind of time to get out of this situation with the pail. They know it's time to go in a new direction. And I feel the masculine's kind of having a hard time accepting these changes, accepting some valid criticism in his life at the moment. And I do feel a lot of depression. I feel vultures in and around the masculine. Definitely this fear that the karmic is kind of working against him. And then we get the moon for the masculine. So big changes. Big changes are happening in the divine masculine's life. And it is feeling very heavy, very aggressive. I feel like there's kind of like a big mess for the masculine to clean up with that pail. And I'm digging into the feminine, and on the feminine side we get the marriage card. So the feminine is coming into that union. I feel that alchemical marriage with the counterpart. We get the caterpillar. So beautiful energy coming through on the feminine side. Big changes coming for the feminine. I feel like really spreading her wings, and then deep friendship with somebody of the same sex. So maybe you're planning on working with somebody closely moving forward. I know a lot of the divine feminines are kind of pooling together and working together. And look at that divine feminine. I think it's rain and money. Money will be coming to you. It is going to really be a wonderful energy, I feel, for the feminine coming through, because this really is the birth of a brand new opportunity, I feel, for the feminine as well as the masculine. But I do feel the masculine needs to worry about his money at this point in time. Danger and money matters, I feel, for the masculine coming through. And the feminine's really stepping into this beautiful experience. And isn't that how the scales of justice usually work? In the beginning of the connection, in the beginning of separation, the feminine was completely at rock bottom. You know, most of us had to lose everything and start from ground zero. You know, we lost our careers, we lost our friends, our family, we lost our minds. And I feel like with the scales kind of being balanced, the masculine's going through that energy now as the feminine fully steps into this transformation and this union of self, which in turn is bringing a lot of abundance. I think just overall well-being for the feminine as she really steps into this new opportunity, this new timeline, the birth of this new life. And then in turn the masculine's kind of at that zeroing out, that karmic reset energy. So we'll dig a little bit deeper into the masculine when it comes to this full moon energy. I feel a lot of aggression, a lot of combative energy in and around the masculine. And this moon, I feel, really is packing a punch when it comes to releasing that stuckness, that stagnancy, that, major karmic lessons being learned in the masculine's world right now. Bottom of the deck, catalyst. So this really is a catalytic event, I feel, for many of the masculines when it comes to this redirection on their spiritual path. I feel a lot of challenges, and it's really necessary for the masculine to refocus his energy at this time, because without a doubt, major cycles closing out, karmic lessons are being learned, and this really is all stemming around past life karma. And these lessons, no matter how painful they are, they have to be worked through and integrated and learn this life in order to step into this higher experience, this expansion, and this soul growth. So I do believe the masculine's been receiving a lot of messages from his intuition at this time, from his higher self, with the incoming messages and intuition. So, you know, the masculine in his gut knew something was coming. He felt this at the core. He feared this energy coming. And, you know, and now that it's here, the masculine's really needing to lean into that trust in his higher self, in his guides, in the angels, to know that, you know, this is happening for the best, what is best for him. So I feel no matter what's going on, the masculine, I do feel, is receiving a lot of significant downloads. A lot of significant messages have been coming through to the masculine. I do feel it's a very intense time with all of this information coming through. I also get this energy of maybe a third party, you know, leaking some gossip about the karmic energy, some truth being exposed that the masculine maybe was not quite expecting, or, you know, has been pushing down, didn't want to hear, didn't want to believe, because major lessons, the student is ready. So the masculine is going through this catalytic moment in order for him to kind of step into his light, to step into, you know, dismissing his ego and stepping into this energy of compassion, empathy, and love for all that is. So I feel a lot of lessons for the masculine. We'll dig into the feminine, and they're coming out right away for the feminine too. So we'll see what else needs to come through for the divine feminine with this full moon in Aries. I know I'm feeling pretty good. I've been getting stuff done. It's just been a very productive day for me. I'm feeling very grounded. So I guess it all depends on what timeline you're on and where you're at in the journey. But bottom of the deck for the feminine, yeah, giving and receiving. That's kind of where I'm at on the journey. Never again will I settle for less than total reciprocity. I feel you know, we've really needed to surrender to the energy when it comes to this full moon. And I do feel the feminine is stepping into reciprocity, receiving for all of that, you know, effort that she's put into the collective, to her journey. And you know, I feel rewards are coming. Compensation is coming for the divine feminine. I do feel a breakthrough is at hand. I feel solutions are right around the corner for the feminine, as, you know, this transformation fully turns into, you know, this highest potential that the feminine has been striving towards. And I do feel, divine feminine, your hard work and your perseverance is finally paying off. This is what we came for. So void. If you've been feeling that void, if you've been feeling disconnected, it's likely because things are shifting behind the scenes, and the guides need you disconnected from your masculine while he goes through this towering energy. So let it be. Surrender to the energies, because you are definitely evolving beyond these past paradigms, beyond these toxic belief patterns, and a major shift when it comes to your relationships is coming, especially as you come out of this cocooned caterpillar stage and really, you know, begin to take flight. I think you're kind of manifesting your dreams at this time. I also think a lot is coming through in dream space. So my dreams have been super active. I've not been remembering the dreams, but I've remembered the energy surrounding me when I wake up. So, you know, that energy is conveying a message to you. So you're really needing to listen to the subtle messages that are being sent to your body, especially through dream space, because spirit is conveying something when it comes to the next level of your pathway. So you are needing to kind of surrender when it comes to this full moon. You know, fully release that ego. Allow yourself to be in the flow. Let energy pass through you. Do not attach to the energies, because the divine is working its magic behind the scenes. There's a lot of powerful stuff happening that you're not quite aware of. And the divine is working on its agenda, is kind of the energy coming through. So I do feel visions. Trust in the visions that you're receiving, the messages you're receiving. I think a lot of prophetic energy, a lot of symbolism around the feminine, synchronicities. I gotta say, blue jays have been everywhere the last couple days for me. Flying right above my head in my maple tree. I took my dog Bailey for a walk. They were everywhere. There was even a blue jay that flew like right on the edge of somebody's porch, and this lady was almost scared. She wasn't expecting it. So blue jays, they're all about communication, stepping into that leadership. You know, the male blue jay protects his family, and, you know, it's very protective energy. So I think that's a message that communication is coming. Truth is going to be spoken, exposed, as all of these karmic contracts kind of come to a complete close. I do feel major transformation in the energy as we heal this deeply embedded past life trauma. You know, this cellular DNA, as we face these deepest wounds, we can release everything that's no longer serving us. So I think a lot is fading away in the energies. So let's get some more energies. I'm going to get a drink, though, before I keep going. And we'll see what else needs to come through, because I feel we're at this very pivotal point this week on the journey where many of the masculines are finally rising in their authority, you know, taking that accountability. I feel these vultures aren't going to be successful. The masculine knows it's time to get out of this toxic situation. I feel there's just no more growth there. Yeah, there's a lot of financial constraints. And I forget what reading that was in, could have been on YouTube. When we are in a karmic situation where we're not supposed to be holding on for that material security, that's exactly where the divine's going to hit you with the tower. They're going to make sure that you're struggling financially as a warning sign to get out. Because if you're in alignment, everything flows. Money flows in and out. You should never, ever be constrained when it comes to your finances when you're, you know, in aligned energy. So I do feel, you know, adjacent possibilities. There are new doorways opening, but the masculine needs to walk through that hallway, walk through that doorway to release all of these constraints. I feel, you know, there's not a lot going for the masculine. I feel bare cupboards, a lot of struggling energy in order to get the masculine to walk through that doorway to spirit, to really opening himself up to this blossoming abundance. And I think he sees the feminine, you know, fully expanded, sharing this wisdom, sharing her growth. And he's you know, struggling with a lot of jealousy and envy in the energies is what's coming through. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine? We get the all tied up. So there is a need to go back into any false belief patterns, divine feminine. Why are you feeling stuck? That is that void energy coming through, but I feel it's this pause energy for the feminine. If you've been feeling restricted as we come out of these retrograde energies, I think those restrictions are going to be lifting. But I feel there's this paused energy while the masculine embraces these changes, while the masculine closes out this cycle that I kind of feel you're in the dark about. You're kind of stuck in this all tied up energy. But I think get ready. There's going to be swift action forward. 17, breaking down to an 8. So that's something coming back around. So I feel like this pause, this momentary pause before like full steam ahead, this quickening energy of, you know, the masculine really catalyzing forward and playing catch up really, really quickly. So tell me more about the masculine, family, friends, and guides. I feel there's a lot of higher guidance surrounding the masculine. He's really needing to, you know, not take any bad advice at this time. I feel there's been an overdependence when it comes to seeking that advice. When it comes to his social circle, we got the status quo. So I feel there's a lot of fake energy in and around the masculine, and there is this planning behind the scenes. And I feel the masculine's trying to be very, very careful to not get caught. Because I feel the karmic really is like very controlling in these energies, like a vulture. Won't even give the masculine any time to himself. So I do feel, you know, there is planning and action. The masculine is planning to take that action. And he is wanting to restore a sense of joy in his life. Joy is fun. So I think manifestations are coming. You just got to trust in the energies. I do feel a lot of ascended masters surrounding the divine masculine. The feminine, we get the loving woman. So I feel forgiveness is what's coming through. It's really imperative that you open up your heart, divine feminine, and offer that love and that forgiveness and that compassion. I feel the masculine struggling, you know, his finances are decreasing. He's going through a loss when it comes to closing out this cycle in order for this new beginning. I think a lot of conflict surrounding the masculine, and I feel the feminine's kind of sitting pretty. I do feel no to forgiveness. I hear you there. But I feel the feminine is really glowing at this point in time, which is in turn creating a whirlwind of conflict in and around the masculine. So I think it's time to take steps away from all of that deception. And I feel a lot of fragmentation when it comes to the masculine in his head space. We'll get a few more energies. Fear. Isn't that a doozy? Fear truly is the biggest illusion there is when it comes to taking action. So I feel the masculine really is facing his shadow self right now. I feel being haunted by spirit. I do feel, you know, he's kind of losing faith in the energy. I feel it's feeling very hopeless around the masculine, but there is a lot of divine protection as the masculine does this deep self-reflection. And I feel like he's drowning in this reflection of who he really is, what he needs to kind of be accountable for and make amends for. So I think it's very painful. I do think the masculine's kind of assessing, watching you, divine feminine, trying to put a plan into action. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine? Release. So release any resistance. I was going to say, and resistance just flipped out. Release any resistance, like release any bitterness, resentment, resistance, because you are stepping into abundance. I do feel a lot of good things are coming for the feminine. And I do feel, you know, that void. So we kind of go into that void right before we have that breakthrough. So allow yourself to sit in whatever energy is coming up for you, like I said, and allow it to just pass through you. Don't attach to it. It is within the void. It is within that seed point of the void that we can bring these manifestations to fruition. So sit in that peaceful energy. Find your center, get grounded, and, you know, just allow yourself to work through these energies. Let's dig into the masculine with the tarot. See what needs to come through for the masculine. Yeah, we got the Hanged Man reversed with the King of Pentacles. So that's that resistance to gaining that new perspective, to shifting out of, you know, a certain mindset. I also feel the masculine is trying to come back as solid and stable. And I feel like he's trying to recover. But I think the masculine's about to have a tower that he's avoided up until now, that he can no longer avoid. And there is a false connection crumbling. There's no more working together within that social structure, that family structure. And I do feel the masculine could very well be in poor health. The tower is like a foundation, and your body is also a foundation. So I feel poor health for many of the masculines, a lot of heart energy coming through. So what else can you tell me about the divine masculine with this full moon? Four of Cups. I think they're starving for a drink from the divine feminine's cup. They're deeply needing her touch, her love, her energy right now. And I feel that's all they can think about is the divine feminine. And there's a lot of illumination in the energy as to where they're needing to go. So I think get ready for some communication. They're coming for their Empress. And they've been all tied up. They've definitely been going through a fall from the ego, releasing these outdated patterns. You know, they've allowed themselves to stay stuck in this mental prison, this prison of their own making, this lack mentality. And I think the Karmic's about to catalyze these unions is what's coming through. I do think union energy coming through very strongly. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine? Ace of Wands, and there's that brand new beginning. I think the feminine's really finding her passion, her drive, really stepping into maybe a brand new creative business venture. Yeah, the feminine's basically leaping into the unknown, full steam ahead. I feel release the baggage. I feel it has been released, which in turn is creating this divine justice. I feel what was unjust and unfair, divine feminine, is all playing out. I don't think you're going to see it coming. I do feel the universe really has you protected in this void as your masculine goes through this this takedown energy. So what else can you tell me about the divine feminine, please? Yeah, Eight of Cups reversed, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, get ready for something to come back around. The masculine's coming back. You know it. You know it's time to have this conversation, to straighten this out, to balance the scales. The masculine's definitely coming back after walking away. I can clearly see that. ready to put in the work. And there's the divine feminine. Oh yeah, he's coming back on his knees, crying, begging. You know this. You can feel this coming because union energy is around the corner. That higher level of commitment, that higher love. The twins are coming into union. This is a divinely guided time for all of the twins to step into their calling, to really honor this mission. And, you know, the masculine's been in that hanged man position, struggling, battling, needing to win at all costs. And he's finally getting ready to, you know, come back around, take that first step when it comes to the Three of Wands, the Nine of Swords. And he's thought about this for a long time. I think he's been trapped up in his head for a very long time, thinking about how the heck he's going to make amends. How is he going to fix this? And, yeah, the masculine's definitely going through that very, harsh karmic judgment. I think it's a very painful awakening as the moon kind of releases, you know, all of these mistruths and you know, and all of this exposure energy when it comes to the lies. So crossroads, new beginning, and this is going to lead to contentment. So I think massive disillusionment in the energy for the divine masculine with this shift, as the feminine's kind of sitting on that throne, patiently waiting, being the empress, you know, knowing she has everything she can offer the masculine. She's in her power is what I see. So I feel the masculine's trying to find his center. I feel like it's a clusterfuck all around the masculine, to be honest. And he's really needing to come back into alignment. Major reset for the masculine. It's a reset for the masculine. It's time for him to kind of retreat to his shell. You might be dealing with Cancer. Retreat to his Cancer shell. Or maybe it's time to step out of it. Either way, he's squaring it up with the universe with this full moon, and it's time for the masculine to answer the call. I think that's the only way for him to get a sustainable balance in his life, is to come and face the divine feminine. And then the divine feminine, we got Vanadinite. So breakthrough at hand for the divine feminine. I think everything is coming into fruition. I feel stepping into leadership, divine feminine. You're really vibing high this full moon. I think you're really getting grounded in some self-discipline. And you're ready to knock down whatever stands in your way and what it is that you're bringing into your life. I think you're done with, you know, the mental chatter, the mental commentary that's kind of held you back while you're in this void, and you're ready to put it all out there. Bottom of the deck, stretch the limits of your imagination. I always show it the wrong way when I do the bottom of the deck. So I think the masculine is planning to escape these confines that he's been in, this confinement that he's been in, and to really dream big and grow his light, to return to the feminine. I feel a lot of like paranoia energy in the headspace, psychedelic, fragmented energy, I feel, as the masculine kind of leaves behind this old reality, this old paradigm. And there's definitely a shift when it comes to the masculine breaking free from his comfort zone, the status quo. So get ready. I think we're stepping into unknown, unlimited, blessed possibilities. So get grounded and let's get through this week. But as far as I can see, the masculines are going through this transformation, and I think the feminines are sitting pretty good. So let's get through this week together, guys. I look forward to seeing you all again next time.